Ladies and gentlemen, today I'm going to talk about Elon Musk and the fake it till you make it culture that's consumed and destroyed capitalism. And no one's really saying anything about it. Now, first let me just point out, by now you've probably heard about Elon Musk on the allegations that he knew about, he was responsible for, he led this bogus campaign promoting self-driving for Tesla. Was behind the videos, the stage videos. He knew about it. That's according to emails, according to at least, and I have not been paying attention too much, so there could be more, but so far a senior engineer testified under oath that he knew about it. He was responsible for it. Bogus self-driving, which has resulted in hundreds of accidents through Tesla, and I'm not sure exactly how many fatalities, but I think close to 20 so far. That's 20 deaths. Elon Musk has the blood of 20 people on his hands. And of course, he's not going to go to jail. Think about that, folks. Think about that. Anyone out there who says Elon Musk, if he's guilty of this bogus self-driving nonsense, if he's guilty of this, knowing about it, leading it, he should be in jail for homicide, for the murder of several individuals, his role. And there should be other individuals as well in prison. You all know it's not going to happen. There's too much money involved. That's a disgusting reality. And let me just mention, I could talk about this for quite some time. I'm not going to, but let me mention something about it. And that is the whole self-driving premise. You're going to have the fanboys of Elon Musk come out and say, well, self-driving doesn't mean you can just fall asleep. You have to stay alert. That's a bunch of nonsense. Ask yourself what self-driving means, right? It doesn't mean that you have to sit there and engage in the driving process and be ready to respond. Otherwise, what's the fucking point, right? People are deceived into thinking that they don't need to do anything. They can completely disregard what's going on. And I'll tell you right now, of course, I'm sure there's somewhere in the disclaimer or what have you that states that you need to keep an eye on the steering wheel. Folks, that's legal garbage. That's not how it's sold. That's not how it's marketed. Okay? If something is marketed a certain way that's different than the legal disclaimer, sorry, it doesn't, you don't get a pass. Now, in addition to Elon Musk having the blood of around 20 people on his hands, let's say 19. Once again, I'm not sure how many, but think about it for a second. It's even more obvious and more clear-cut that Elon Musk is guilty of tax fraud. Massive tax fraud. Think about this, folks. Here's a man who's built a massive fortune, the largest in the world, over a very short period of time, largely off government subsidies, taxpayer money. And think about it. How many people bought into Tesla, bought the cars because of self-driving technology? A lot. Now, I'm not even going to bring up the fraud behind people buying Tesla because they're thinking it's going to improve the environment due to the climate change scam. Because of course climate change is a scam, it's a complete fraud, but you won't be able to use that argument in court because of course the whole court system is the establishment they're behind. They're going to support the whole climate change nonsense. My point is this: you had people buying Tesla because of the bogus self-driving technology. Certainly it drove a large number of sales. Remember, Tesla's the leader. They're years ahead of everyone else. And I've mentioned it before and I'll mention it again. And that is pure, true self-driving technology is decades away. Okay? And of course, they'll continue to have it out there. They'll continue to humans will be used as test dummies, right? You're not going to see this thing in the laboratory for decades as it should be. Instead, humans are going to be the test dummies, unfortunately. And that means even people who are not driving those cars, right? It's truly shocking. But